Hello, everybody. It's Joanna Intarazim here from joannatransformation.com. Today we are on day 335, and the topic today is why I'm not giving this crazy world one more drop of fear. This is about fear of a world that's gone bad, and let me tell you something. This past election really has raised a lot for everybody that I know about fear of this world going crazy, nuts, bad, awful. It's completely understandable that we could feel that way. It is. There's a lot of insanity out there. There are things that do not make sense. There are so many people, it's all over, just suffering. There is so much suffering and heartache and emotional pain and hatred and violence and hate crimes and terror and fear and the list goes on and on. And if we really reflect, if we were a citizen or a person in another time, I don't think it would be much different. Maybe the news didn't travel as fast because of the lack of the internet in centuries ago, but people would hear, and people would hear about things that had happened when they did. And it is probably quite true that we're all in the same wave of suffering as we ever were, which in some traditions, mainly Buddhist, talk about, the ignorance of our true nature. We were all fully realized into the truth of who we truly are in our mind and our heart. None of these things would be the same way, but we're not. And therefore we have the lila, the play of what we see here. So I, for one, as one person, one citizen, really got to the place where it absolutely, there have been many feelings I've had to process: outrage, shock, all of them that you've all been dealing with as well. And I've gotten to the place where I am not giving this crazy world one more drop of my own fear. I just have reached the end of engaging, vibrating, resonating, fulfilling any role that anyone, a leader or otherwise, would have towards me where I would need to be afraid. Now, that could shift if there was, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I know everything, but for right now, that's what I feel really devoted to. In order for there to be a bully, there has to be one who is intimidated. And if I become fearful and intimidated, or if there's a terrorizer needs people who are intimidated and terrorized. So if I choose to, say as a woman, and certainly there has been a lot towards women in the last, couple months with the election process and with the new assignment of cabinet. This is in the U.S. There's definitely stuff about women, and I'm very concerned about it. I'm very concerned about it, but not in a way that there's fear, more so that I'm just not going to give one more drop of my nervous system, my adrenals, my heartbeat, my respiration. If I'm lighting up fear and terror, I'm useless to the cause. I am useless to being co-creative, to being in action, to being constructive. And now more than any time is the time that we need to organize and be creative and constructive. There is a lot of work to do. There is a lot of work to do. And there's also tremendous opportunity as well. If we're paralyzed by fear, or if we are numb because of fear, that is a really valid position to be in, and support is definitely needed to help release that and dissolve it for sure. I'm happy to talk to anyone about that. No more immobilization or being paralyzed. We need all of us to be fully freed up so we can be the agent of changes. agent of changes in this world that it's actually calling forward in us. And I've certainly, for one, I'm experiencing that call and a deep desire to participate and co-create and help and heal and regulate and whatever other gifts of consciousness or heart that I may have to bring that forward. So I invite you to come with me. I want to be with you as you become freed up to contribute your own gifts in this regard. And I also have deep empathy for what it's like to live in this time. Really deep empathy. So I'm with you in that as well. I thank you for watching. Open to hearing suggestions, feedback, curious how you're working with the idea of a crazy world, and look forward to connecting with you more in the future. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.